I'm going to move this. Move this. All right, I think we're good. I think we're back. We're in business now. Nice. So welcome to Wednesday Mindset weekly webinar. And what we do is we every Wednesday at 5:30 Central Standard Time. I come up live. We got all our guests here. I send everybody emails. I send them reminders that we're going to be live. And it's just awesome to continue the growth process every week. And so my intention with this webinar is really to get you in kind of in a consistent routine of this personal development. You're getting new knowledge every week. You're getting new knowledge every week. And the longer you stay with it, you'll start to see your life transition. You'll start to see different changes in your life because of the way you're thinking, because of the information that I'm sharing, because of epiphany moments. Something that I might say might trigger something that makes you think a different way, or just something I might say, or a word, or a story, and it might really change the direction of your life for something better. And so what I do is like, so we meet every Wednesday at 5:30 Central Standard Time, and I mean the webinars are free. Anybody can attend. You can just my links are on my Instagram. They're on my Facebook. The signups are free. Um, there's some people that want more. They want to know. They want to get deeper into the personal development. They want to get deeper into understanding exactly how their mind works, how their habits work. And so I'll send them assessment tests. I'll send them several assessment tests from several friends of mine, several buddies that allow me to use their assessment test, and I'll send them that information, and it gives them a deeper understanding of themselves and how to use their strengths and how to identify their weaknesses. And with that, it's $47. It's one-time fee, but it also I give you those assessments, and it also gives you access to get in contact with me. So if you need to get in contact and we need to get on a one-on-one call, we can definitely jump on a call, and we'll go deeper into understanding like more or less like what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and we'll come up with a strategy to better suit you to moving forward. And so a little bit about myself. At the age of 3, my dad took his life, and so me and my mom and my sister moved to a bigger city, and we were in a small town, Bay City. I think population is maybe 10,000, maybe less than that, maybe somewhere on there. But we moved to a bigger city where population was 300,000. And so my mom, as soon as we got to Corpus, she went straight to try to find work and try to get a job somewhere. And so she ended up working at Walmart until to this day she still works there. But pretty much like she committed her life to just trying to provide for us and give us a roof, give us clothes, and she just wanted a better future for us because we had experienced so much. I mean, from what my understanding, like we had a pretty good childhood when I was a baby, right? But whenever my dad, took his life because of depression, anxiety, he had some issues. He was in the military, so he was suffering with a lot of issues. I'm pretty sure, and he ended up taking his life. We moved to a bigger city. My mom went straight to work, and so I was forced to kind of grow up in a unique environment to where I was exposed with gangs. I was exposed around drugs. I wasn't really educated right as a young age of uh, how to interact with kids and so at a very young age I was labeled as a problem child. I was labeled with like a learning disability. I had all these labels growing up, and so it wasn't until I got in ninth grade. I had a bunch of trouble growing up, a bunch of trouble. Ninth grade, I had twin boys, and I was 16 years old. I was gonna have twin boys. I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do. I didn't. I ended up finding a job in a body shop, and they gave me a position as a porter. A porter, what they do is they clean the cars. They cleaned the shop. And from there, I just kind of advanced from, I learned how to do body work. I learned how to do the paint and body. And then I just kept growing from that. And, I was a technician for a long time where I just worked. I got up and I just went straight to work. I got up and then went straight to work. And I didn't know anything about personal development. I didn't know anything about setting goals. I didn't know anything about building wealth. When I was young, me and my friends would talk about, just being rich and having money, but we never really knew what it meant. It wasn't until I got introduced to personal development and really got introduced to really understanding how everything works. And everybody thinks business is like you either have it or you don't, or it's something that's in the family, or it's something that has to be given to you, like passed down, right? But what I've learned is like business and to build wealth, you can actually learn that. You can actually learn it. And so over the past couple of years, I mean, this has been like maybe 15, 20 years of personal development. I've had the opportunity of working with some of the best, you know, life coaches, some of the best business coaches uh, in my space. Like, I'm pretty sure there's thousands, but like coming from where I've been, like these people have gave me resources. They have shared information with me that if I would not have, you know, been interested in, or I mean, I don't even know how to explain it, because like uh, I was so ignorant that that I didn't know who to believe, and and I knew that if I just listen to the right information, I might be in a better, I might get something right. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but I don't even know how I stumbled across this information. But once I got set on this information of how to better myself and how to grow a business, how to grow a family, how to build wealth. Like it just took off, like, because it's like addicting. And so the reason why I share these webinars is because I want to share that information with you. I want to give you something of value. I want to plant the seed uh, that it's possible to build wealth. And so some of the people I've had an opportunity to work with is Michael Coffey. He's a fantastic business coach. Kay Wakeman, T. Bowman, uh, Tim Story, a personal friend of mine and life coach. Brian Tracy, Coach Burt. I've had the opportunity of interviewing Elena Cardone, Sofia Castro, Rafael Vargas. I mean, just a bunch of people that I've been able to build relationships with. Ask me how, I really don't know. I just took a leap of faith and wanted to build relationships with these people, and I have, and they've shared with me like some very valuable information. They share with me some of their failures and some of the things that made them successful, and I've taken those things in. And basically the way that things work, and the way you got to apply this is, I might share something with you, and you don't have to like do exactly what I do, but you can take a piece of it. You could take a piece of something that I do and maybe add it to someone else, what they do, and you can come up with your own little formula of what makes you successful, what you define success to be for you. And so I'm going to get started. And so on this particular webinar, we're going after it's called the circle. How do you have the balance, life? How do you balance that out? And you know, we hear a lot of talk like on social media, and we see a lot of like Facebook memes and stuff about like having a balanced life, right? And so we always associate a balanced life with either family and work, because you always hear that, right? They always say, well, how do you balance family and work, right? And so we associate balance just in those two areas, but balance is a lot deeper than that. And until you, let me get a pen here. And until you recognize that, you won't know the difference. You'll think that there's only two categories, and if you're trying to balance just work and family, you're gonna hit a lot of dead ends, because you're not gonna be balancing the whole thing correctly. And so I'm gonna share my screen here. Okay. I'm gonna share with you some things here, and I'm gonna go first. If you missed the last webinar we had last Wednesday, let's see if I'm sharing this correctly. If you missed the last webinar we had, I'm just gonna go through some of the things that we go about like every Wednesday, and we should be done about like 6:30. So if you kind of give me some, and if we go longer, that's fine. Or if you have any questions, that's fine as well. So I'm just gonna go over these, and then we'll get to what we're talking about this week. This is like me growing up right here. This is me. That's actually my. This is not. I think I was a little older when we took this picture, but this is my dad's tombstone right there. That's me as a technician right there in the middle. Uh, and that's how I work. That's how I would show up to work. That's how I would show up, man. I was like I was something else, man. But hey, you know what? I learned a lot, man, and I'm very thankful I'm very thankful that I went through all that. And then this is me over here. So this picture where I'm in the suit with the 100, that's actually me at a Rotary Club event, and I actually became assistant governor for Rotary, and I was past president of Rotary, and that's a whole different webinar. But that was a pretty awesome experience. But this last week we shared some of this. This is the wealth building strategy. And if you want to know more about this, just send me a message, and I can share with you this what this is. And this basically it just shares with you the levels that you need to go through before you can, that I would recommend before you start to get into like building a business, before you start to get into some real estate investing. Is really let's start by building the foundation. And I like to use this as like a example of how to build the foundation from step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This is a little bit about I share a little bit about how the mind works, and and I'm gonna also say really quick is it if the power goes out, mic check. Oh, yeah, okay. If the power goes out and we lose connection, uh, it's just we're having a bad rainstorm over here. So I'm gonna push through this as fast as I can so I can make sure I get y'all the information. But this is basically I share a lot of how the mind works, about your conscious, subconscious mind, about your beliefs, your belief system, how to reprogram your belief system, and how all that plays into you progressing forward. We share one week on taking back control, where I go over the assessment test. We go over your strengths, what can get you motivated in the morning, your bandwidth. Let's get into where we're at today. Oh shoot, let me get back over here. Hold on, guys. What do I do here? Okay, I think I'm here. I don't know why I did that. Okay. This is where we're at today. Okay, this is where we're at today. It's how do we? Sorry about that. This is where we're at today, and so what I like to do is if you can take a screenshot of this, and really kind of grade yourself on each of these. Like, take some time and grade yourself on this. Like, for example, spiritual life. Before I understood this, my spiritual life was maybe like a 1. And what I mean by that is like I would maybe go to church on Sundays, and I really didn't understand like what it was. But I tell you what, uh, growing up, we actually went to my mom would take me to a Spanish church, and so for a long time I never understood what they were even saying. So growing up, I never even knew what a spiritual or religion was growing up. And I'm going to share with you why it says spiritual life here. Okay. Uh, Physical life, uh, growing up, like we never really had any physical, you know, we never paid physical attention to our bodies. Uh, and that was it. Growing up, we never, so let's just say where I started off at, let's just say 15 years ago. So 15 years ago, this was a zero. This physical life was a probably like, maybe like a one, because I did lift some weights in when I was in high school and that like teenage. I was like, thought I was a little buff, but and then finances, like this is probably gonna be like a one, because I would work all week, get paid Friday, and then be broke Monday. So that was like a one. My business skills, that was probably like a zero. My job, and so my job, see, I was probably like an eight at my job. So I gave all my attention to that. Key relationships, I would say my key relationships were like a one. Personal life was probably like a zero. So this was my life right here. This I want to open the chat here. I don't know if I can, the chat's open. Trying to see if I can do a chat here, but I don't think it's allowing me to do chat. Hmm. No, it's not allowing. Hmm. So yeah, so this was my life right here, and so we're gonna go into each one of these a little bit better. But spiritual life, what was my spiritual life is, man, that spiritual journey is like it's a big part. And I think spiritual journey is something that, I really am not like a spiritual expert to speak on it, but as for me, it really comes back to believing in myself, and really believing in what I'm moving forward to, and reinforcing those beliefs every day, reinforcing those beliefs, and believing that there's a higher power, and that there is, uh, the capability of moving mountains. This spiritual connection is going to be very, very deep. And one thing that I do to be spiritually connected is, like, every morning, like, I'll listen to a sermon, or I'll read some, on my phone. I have an app on my phone. I have the, and Tim Story told me I have the Proverbs app, and I'll just read that, every day, and it kind of puts me back, and it gives me a spiritual connection with myself. And I always like to start the day with that, and even like going over what you're grateful for. That also helps with your spiritual connection. It reminds you of what you're grateful for. I remember one day, um, I was kind of curious, so, and I said, I'm going to text Tim Grover, and I'm going to ask him what he's grateful for. And if you don't know who Tim Grover is, like, he just came out with a new book. He's came out with a new book. It's called Winning. And powerful. Tim Grover's a powerful guy, man. He's worked with Michael Jordan, Kobe. I think he's worked with LeBron, like a lot of Tiger Woods. He's been endorsed by Dwayne Wade, Charles Barkley, Pat Riley. Uh, Man, great, some amazing people. But I asked him, I said, what are you most grateful for? He said, man, I'm grateful just to get up. I'm grateful just to get up in the morning. I'm grateful for a day. And that's very powerful, because a lot of times we get so consumed with life, and we forget about the smaller things that we should be grateful for. And being grateful actually it helps you because it releases a chemical release with you that gets you excited, like dopamine. It kind of gets you going. So spiritual connection is going to be very important. And if you don't have a spiritual connection, I mean, it doesn't necessarily read like it doesn't just necessarily read mean like you have to read the Bible every day and you have to like do all this stuff. But if you get up in the morning and you just take some time, you know 20-30 minutes, and not do anything but just be with yourself and remind yourself of what you're grateful for, listen to a sermon, or just read Proverbs, or just just stillness, quietness, that's very, very powerful. Think about your day, like really connect with yourself and say, like, what do I want to accomplish today? What do I, you know, and just, talk to yourself and motivate yourself, and, you know, make sure that you believe in yourself. Like, it doesn't matter if anybody else believes in you, but only if you believe in yourself. Spiritual connection is going to be very powerful. Physical health. What does your physical health look like? Because the crazy thing is, like, you can be very, you can have the very talented, like you can have some mad skills, but if your health sucks, like someone with better health is always going to outperform you. Endurance always will beat skill. Endurance will always beat you. If you have more endurance, you're going to outwork someone. You're going to outdo them. Physical health is going to be very important, especially like me. Like I take physical health very important because I see, like, now, as I'm getting older, my energy levels are not the same. My muscle mass is decreasing. Like my testosterone, my thyroids, like I'm checking all this stuff out. And am I allergic to any foods? I just got some blood work done a while back. I'm looking into all that stuff to see how I can keep my body at a peak state to keep performing. Because I know if I can keep performing, I'm going to keep winning. Finances, like, how are you really, taking the time to do your finances, really understanding your finances, how to how they say make your money work for you, or how to stretch your money, how to get that money and put it into investments, how to really take the wins and make those into wealth. How do you take the wins and turn it into wealth? That's the goal right there. How do you take a win and turn it into to wealth? And that's where the money comes in, because you can be winning, but if you don't know what to do with the wins, then you're not going to build no wealth. Business. So, I'm not gonna like brag on this, but like I had no business skills until I understood that you could develop business skills. And what I did was I said, okay, well, I want to know the best business skills. I want to learn from the best. So I just started studying business, and I started studying, like, companies, how different things work, why they do different things about businesses. And it's very, very interesting because business is not that hard. It's a game. And if you have more skills to play the game, you're gonna be better at the game. Straight, and that's just plain and simple. Like, for example, if we're playing basketball and I don't know anything about the basketball game, you're gonna beat me every time. But if I take the time and study the game, you know what? I tell you what, you want to know what I mean by learning the skills. If you watch the series from Netflix, The Last Dance, okay, listen to Dennis Rodman. Listen to Dennis Rodman, how he was able to uh, to study the other people. Like, he was able to study players, and because he was able to study them, he was able to outperform them because he knew the game, like, almost to a science. And so that's what I mean by studying business skills. Like, how do you get better at business skills? If you have a job, so how do you become better at your job, right? So, for example, if you're a salesman, how do you become a master salesman? Are you just showing up to work and you're just winging it, or are you like taking the time to master studying to understand psychology, how to understand how to close? Are you becoming a master at that? How good are you at your job? Key relationships. How good are you with relationships? Right? Are you good at those key relationships? People that I mean, there's going to be key relationships. People that will connect you. People that will be there for you. How are you with those relationships? Your personal life. How are you protecting your personal life? I think personal life is going to be very powerful because personal life speaks on a much deeper level. And what I mean by that, like, you have to understand on a personal level, you have to understand like who you are as a person. You have to understand like your triggers. You have to understand like what makes you tick. And whenever you understand this, you become a very strong person because now you're not living in a like a reactive state. You're not living in a state where if someone tells you something, you get mad and like your day's gone. Like you know how to control your energy. You know how to use your strengths. You know how to recharge. You know how your body works to where you can get things done. So personal life's going to be very, very personal. I mean, very, very strong as well. So look, if you can get a screenshot of this and do this test on yourself. Like just do this test and see kind of where you stand, and you can go from there. I'm gonna erase this. That way you can get a screenshot of this, and you can do that. You can do that own test by yourself. A good book. I don't know if I have it here. A good book that kind of breaks this down is gonna be the one thing. The one thing. It has like a diagram. I think I have the diagram here. Let me see if I can share it with you. I don't know if I have it. Yeah, so the one thing is going to be the book that really breaks down a lot of stuff. Hey guys, so I opened the chat bar here. I got my friend Doug. Hey Doug, do you want to come on and share some nuggets? You're welcome to come on, Doug, and share some nuggets on some of these things that I've talked about the balanced life. Let me know in the chat box, Doug, if you want to come on, and I can bring you on, and we can go into more on that. Okay, I'm gonna bring Doug on. See if I can. I don't know if I can bring you on. Let me see. There he is.
Can you see me?
Turn your screen on. Turn your. It's not letting you come on screen.
No. You can hear me though, huh?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Yep. what that life balance? Well, yeah, I'm not sure they can ever get it balanced. Can you?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so but I think the most important thing is like if you have like an indicator, you can actually do, like, you can actually assess where you're at to see what needs to be improvement.
Yep. And like I work really hard on that. Just a single like 1% improvement. You know, if you have different buckets and what you focus on, you will manifest. So it's continually working on just getting a little bit better every day.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? I think, you know, it's interesting because you know how it says key relationships are like, for like the relationship one. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I consider you like one of those in that area right there.
Oh yeah, with that pitch and catch, you know.
Yeah, yeah. So like I consider you when it's key relationship because you know, I know that like there goes some times when we don't talk for a while, but like we get back on we get a call and we'll just connect. And like we feel that area, you know what I'm saying? We fill it back up.
Yep. What they say, iron sharpens iron as one man sharpens another.
Exactly, man. Exactly. You're right. Oh yeah. Nice, man. So how have you been able to balance like a lot about with your business because you have the business, you have investment properties, you're doing coaching, you're doing like a lot of different things. How have you been able to manage your area?
What I probably worked on the very most is actually made sure I had people that could be accountable and made sure that they are accountable. So you have people that are in places where you just don't have to babysit at all.
Yeah, yeah,
And you really want to have a gauge. So where they say what you measure and make changes to will continually get better.
yeah, yeah. That's true. So have you've read the book The One Thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So share some nuggets from that book.
Yeah, it's well just keeping it's what you're focusing on at the time, you know. What you focus on, whether it's your relationship or your business, whatever you're gonna put your energy to is gonna usually get better.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely, man.
But you rise to that what they say you rise to the expectation of your peer group.
Mm, I see what you're saying. So like the so that's a good statement because your key relationships can be um, it can be an assessment of your net worth.
Yeah, the Warren Buffett always says your net worth is your network.
Mm. So would you say like what is it like the 10 people around you or how would you range that?
Like Jim Rohn always says, the 5 people that you spend the most time with, add all their incomes together and divide it by 5. That'll be your income within thousands.
Mm.
It's pretty
So
scary.
the five people.
Yep, the people that you spend the most time with.
So the five people you so that's right there. That's gold right there. So the five people that you spend the most time with, if you add all their income up and divide it by five, that's what your net worth or that's what your income is like it's gonna be around there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
And
So
do the math; it'll scare you.
yeah, yeah, that's very true. So so how do we find the bigger fish? If someone's like watching and says, you know what, like I did an assessment on my environment and I need to get around some bigger players. I think we lost Doug for a little bit, but I want to share on that. I guess I'll answer my own question, but I think that if you start to expand your mindset and maybe get around other people that think bigger, and the way that's going to happen is by you maybe attending some events, some seminars, some mastermind events, something that's going to put you around bigger thinkers. and you're gonna be able to build those relationships. And so a lot of times people are ashamed, or they don't want to get around people that are more successful than more successful than them, because they don't feel that they can compare. But a lot of times you have to put yourself in those rooms. You don't want to be the smartest one in the room all the time, because that means you're not growing. You want to get in the room where you don't really feel like you fit. You feel uncomfortable. It's not normal to you. But that's how you're gonna grow. You don't want to grow down. You don't want to get around with like people that are gonna get you in trouble. You want to grow up with people that maybe have a higher standard than you, and they're making you stand up straight. They're making you have manners. They're making you use the table silverware right. They're making you do those things. You want to put yourself in those environments. The more you do that, the more comfortable you're gonna feel. The more comfortable you're gonna feel growing. And I remember I can share a story with you. One time I was at a I got invited to my first time I went to the Rotary Club. Uh, I was in a room with some bankers, some lawyers, some attorneys, some judges, uh, some doctors, like big people. And I was a technician. I was the one. I was that guy that that was just a technician. I didn't have any. I didn't know any of the people like that. I didn't. That wasn't my environment. And I went, and I remember I was very intimidated. I was very scared, and I went. I said, you know what? I'm just gonna be myself. And I introduced myself, and I made friends. And some of those people have been the best people that I've met in my life. Like they're really good friends, and they have huge hearts. And I think if you go into an environment and you have an open heart, a lot of people say like you got to be humble and you got to be this and that. I'm just saying like, hey, if you go into an environment and you go in with a learner mindset, and you go in and just want to learn, and you go in with showing respect and just showing appreciation. And I'm not saying you have to go in there and like kiss everybody's ass. I'm saying like go in there and just show respect, and show them respect, and they'll show you respect. And just say, hey, I'm here to learn. I'm here to be a better person. You know, I want to know how to make a better life for my family, my business. And if you're transparent, that's when things happen. Don't go into those environments acting like you're all hard and act like you know everything, because then you're gonna come off as like an asshole, and people don't like assholes. They're gonna be like, oh, this guy thinks he knows it all. Let him learn the hard way. But if you come and say, you know what, if you go in those environments and say, you know what, I don't really know everything. I don't really know everything about business. I don't know everything about this, but I want to learn. Can you help me learn? With that kind of mindset, people are going to appreciate you, and they're going to respect you more, because they know that you're a genuine person. That's how you become genuine. That's how you build key relationships, and that's how you increase your net worth. That's how you increase the value of yourself by being, say, you know what, I don't know everything. I'm not the smartest guy in the room. And if there's anything any value I can add, like I want to add it. I want to add value to the group or to my friendship or whatever. And so it works both ways. Like like with my friendships, like you always want to be making deposits. And it's just like a relationship. Like you can have a relationship, you can have a peer group, a group of people, but if you're always like taking, then you're always making withdrawals from those friendships. You got to make sure that you're making deposits, and deposits are just saying, hey man, is there anything I can help you out with? Is I'm going to send you this client. Hey, I'm gonna, I want to buy you out dinner. I want to give you a gift card. Like, you always want to be adding value, and you always want to be sharing the love, and that's how you're going to grow those relationships. But hey guys, if anybody doesn't have any more questions, Andrew, Enrique, Doug, I think we lost Doug. Who else is on here? There's several people on here. We're also live on YouTube, so it's pretty dope. We're also live on YouTube today. So hey guys, if y'all can, make sure y'all share our YouTube videos. Share our YouTube videos out. get some love on those. Get that channel growing. Make sure we get some more people that want to grow and change their lives. Congratulations on Andrew, baby girl's coming soon. Hey guys, till next time. Power keeps going in and out over here, so I'm gonna let y'all go. But hey, I appreciate y'all's time. And does anybody have any questions before we go out? Just let me know if you have any questions in the chat box, and we can address those questions. We have the new massive action journals coming out. The journal is basically just to keep you accountable for yourself daily, so that you can write your goals. You can write priorities, stuff that you need to get. You can even write like accomplishments, man. Write some of the things that you did big. Write some of the things that you're grateful for. Write some of those things, man. To remind yourself daily. And the journal is just basically to do that, to trigger. If you see that journal, see the thing is like we don't have our go-to. We don't have our go-to. Like we don't have like we have to create our own notifications. So look, we have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have Gmail, right? And those all give us notifications. But where are the notifications that we need for ourselves? So the journal is a notification. It's a tangible notification that you can touch it. You can touch it. It's a physical item. You can touch it. And the reason why you want to touch it is because it's a reminder. So when you see it in the morning, when you see it at your desk, it's a reminder, hey, goals, hey, priorities, hey, family, hey, relationships, hey, spiritual life. It's a reminder, because if not, you're gonna get bombarded by all the other alarms that are going on. If you're gonna your Snapchat, your Instagram, your Gmail, your Yahoo, your Ring, door thing that shit's annoying. All that shit's it's taking your time, it's taking your energy. But you don't have the journal, the massive action journal, to have your own personal alarms. So when you see it in your car, then I gotta write my notes. I gotta write my goals. I gotta write my mission statement. I gotta write my beliefs. I gotta make sure I gotta call this person. I gotta build this relationship. I gotta do this. That's what the journal is for, man. Hey guys, if y'all don't have any questions, I see y'all next Wednesday. I'm gonna have a special money game webinar. If y'all want to sign up for that, just drop a comment and on the YouTube, or send me a email. Say you want to in on the webinar for the money game webinar. I did some pretty good studies on some wealth building techniques, strategies that I want to share with y'all, and I think it'll add some value to your life, to your family's life, and to your future, guys. All right, guys, no questions. Okay, so next Wednesday, if y'all want to get on the video, I can change the setting. I'll definitely change the setting next week. Like I said, if anybody wanted to sign up for the 4-week with the assessment test, it's $97, one-time fee. Drop me a comment on that, and I'll send you the link for that. We also have the journal. If you want the journal, let me know about the journal. And then we're also coming out with the massive action booklet that's gonna have. I'll give y'all a little sample of that really quick. Let me see where it's at. Let me see. So this is gonna be the massive action principles workbook. This is actually this is gonna be this is the workbook that we have also too. And basically I'll go through it really quick, but it just has like a series of questions, and what it does, it actually gives you clarity on where you're planning to go in all these areas right here. And milestones are years, so it breaks down everything to what you got to do for this week. It has a lot of good value in here. Case studies, it has a lot of good stuff in there. So if you're interested on that, let me know on that. Until next time, guys. Later.